I recently acquired an old computer, some graphics cards along with a motherboard and some power supplies to see what works and what doesn't. First off is this old Pentium D desktop, which apparently had a power supply problem in the past, so I won't be surprised if it doesn't work. Aside from that, it's got a 945 chipset baseboard from Gigabyte, a GeForce 6200, 2 DVD drives, a hard drive from 2002, a Premier power supply, and a heatsink that is loosey-goosey with a 266 Pentium D underneath it. Let's test it out and see if it works. Plugging it in and pressing the power button, we can see it does nothing as expected. So let's investigate. The power supply happens to work, but the board doesn't. Why? If you look here, your question will be answered. These cables have been connected incorrectly at one point, which makes the from buttons useless. So after I fix the from panel's cabling, the PC now turns on, but without any displaying beep codes. What could the fault be? Graphics card? Nope. RAM? Nope. CPU? Nope. Power supply? Nope. BIOS? Maybe. Bad solder joints? I don't know. Anything I've tried so far won't make this PC boot at all, so my diagnosis for this moment is that this motherboard has bit the dust. Our next motherboard for testing will be this 20-year-old board from Gigabyte with the Springdale chipset. I have no hopes for that board as that board suffers from a capacitor plague syndrome, but we're going to see if it at least loads the BIOS. So after connect the power supply to it and one of the many press card Pentium 4s I have, we can now short the power button header, making the PC beep, which I did not expect for a board in this condition. Plugging a graphics card and some RAM, we can see that it works! And with hard drive plugged in, it boots to Windows XP just fine. Incredible! Although it needs recapping to get it properly working again. As for the graphics cards, this MX 4000 with the missing capacitor didn't work. Probably because it's missing a capacitor. The same one with a broken bracket and a non-existent heatsink worked, but sadly it was glitching and never showed the desktop. And the other MX 4000 from Pixelview with 128MB of video memory and a composite video out connector has a loose heatsink, which I fixed with a new clip. And the card works and manages to boot to Windows. Lastly, the power supplies. This one from Macron Power works, and this one that is really light, that I consider this to be a fire starter, happens to work too, but I didn't bother testing it more. So in conclusion, 1 out of 3 cards are working, the board works but needs to be recapped, the power supplies worked, and that desktop's motherboard doesn't work. Stay tuned for when I attempt to repair the card and recap the board. Thanks for watching.